In 2021, Elon Musk announced that Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin over climate concerns, which makes sense for a company whose primary goal is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. This decision alone created a whole new debate, which might even put the future of cryptocurrencies at stake. Bitcoin made huge headlines in 2021 because cryptocurrencies were all over the place. You had several celebrities tweeting about these assets, which attracted several investors into cryptocurrencies because these high-risk, high-return assets were unlike anything the financial world has ever witnessed. Even Elon Musk himself is a huge fan of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Dogecoin, which is why he promoted both these coins with his tweets. His tweets were so powerful that it could bring the market up or down, creating more volatility than what we already have in the cryptocurrency market. But how will crypto be affected by climate change? Well, that's exactly what we discuss in this video. So make sure to stick around till the end to know more about how crypto can undo everything that we did to prevent climate change in the first place. The year 2021 was huge for cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin reached a record price of $68,000 in the month of November in 2021, which says a lot about investors' interest in this new asset class. But you already know that climate change is one of the most pressing problems of our time, and several countries have taken bold steps to address it with legislation and policies. But if the government wants to achieve their ambitious goals to prevent climate change from happening, they need to make sure that the emerging technology should contribute to a net-zero, clean energy future. With first-gen cryptocurrencies, that is simply not the case, making this another reason for governments to hate cryptocurrencies. This is because cryptocurrencies run using the blockchain technology, which has always been a huge game changer for digital assets. If you're still confused as to what a blockchain is, well, this is an open and distributed ledger that stores data electronically in a digital format, with several identical copies across each system of computers within a network. The application of blockchain technology does not end there. The blockchain technology has applications in several industries like cybersecurity, advertising, banking, healthcare, and finance, which is a topic for another video. This is one of those hot trends that businesses must keep an eye on to stay ahead. So far, everything sounds positive, so what is the problem here? Well, the word blockchain might not be as famous as Ethereum or Bitcoin, but in the post-pandemic era, where the world is coping and changing at a rapid rate, blockchain technology has got endless applications, because this acts as a secure, decentralized system for documenting and recording transactions. And as of now, the biggest use case for the blockchain would be cryptocurrency itself. The distribution of the electronic ledger across the network helps the technology to facilitate the security of the blockchain. Every cryptocurrency and NFT makes use of this distributed ledger for seamless, transparent transactions. Blockchain technology is also responsible for powering applications like smart contracts, which are huge game changers because they can oversee all aspects of accordance from facilitation to execution. So you know that blockchain technology is the most exciting thing that has happened in recent times, and it might change just about every industry we know today. But blockchain technology as a whole is not responsible for the effect climate change has on crypto. The problem is with the first generation of cryptocurrencies and how these cryptocurrencies run. Bitcoin uses a proof-of-work consensus mechanism, which is known for using a lot of energy to run the network. This has to do with the level of computing processing power that is required to mine cryptocurrencies, which is the major concern for environmentalists. Bitcoin mining requires high-powered computers, which compete to verify transactions in return for coins. And these computers use vast amounts of electricity to power complex algorithms. This is also one of the main reasons why Bitcoin is extremely difficult to scale, because according to the Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index, Bitcoin mining has more energy consumption each year than Malaysia or Sweden, which is a big deal considering the fact that Bitcoin is not even mainstream. Okay, so what exactly is the problem here? What is the problem with using electricity? Well, the problem lies with the fact that the energy that is used to run these high-powered computers comes from non-renewable energy sources, such as coal, which is the dirtiest fuel, and you don't want to deal with it. The original intent of the anonymous founder of Bitcoin was to position the crypto as an alternative to fiat currencies of today. But even today, Bitcoin is still a speculative asset, and still far away from replacing the fiat currencies of today, despite Bitcoin being more than a decade old. Let's say that if Bitcoin becomes mainstream, the amount of fossil fuel involved in the process will also increase. That's one main reason why Tesla did not want to deal with Bitcoin anymore, even though the company purchased about $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Elon Musk is waiting for a more sustainable method of mining, as the current technology that runs Bitcoin simply does not align with the goal of Tesla, which is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Tesla also suspended Bitcoin payments because of the volatility of these assets, even though the company did not explicitly mention that. But luckily, the crypto market has always been evolving, ever since the inception of Bitcoin. With the huge concerns over the levels of energy that is used in the mining process of cryptocurrencies, the market responded with newer generations of cryptocurrencies, even before Tesla decided to suspend Bitcoin transactions in 2021. These new coins will be improving the environmental credentials of digital assets with increased use of renewable energy, more energy-efficient protocols, and carbon footprint offsetting. The most eco-friendly consensus algorithm as of now would be the proof-of-stake consensus algorithm, which is used by several newer cryptocurrencies today. So what exactly is proof-of-stake consensus algorithm? Well, a proof-of-stake is a cryptocurrency consensus mechanism that is used for processing transactions and creating new blocks in the blockchain. A consensus mechanism, for those of you who don't know, is a method for validating entries into a distributed database and keeping the database extremely secure. The database is called a blockchain. This algorithm significantly reduces the amount of computational work that is needed to verify blocks and transactions, as the algorithm changes the way the blocks are verified. Using this algorithm, the need to do any computational work is minimal, as the owners offer their coins as collateral, which is known as staking their chance to validate blocks and then become validators. These validators are selected randomly to confirm transactions and validate block information. The system randomly selects who gets to collect fees, rather than using a competitive reward-based mechanism like proof-of-work consensus algorithms. So how exactly is proof-of-stake different from proof-of-work? Both consensus mechanisms help the blockchain synchronize data and valid information and process transactions. Both of these methods have their own proven track record when it comes to maintaining a blockchain. Even then, both of them have their own pros and cons, as both of these algorithms have very different approaches when it comes to securing the network. With the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, block creators are called validators, and they are responsible for verifying transactions, activities, votes, and outcomes, and maintaining records. With the proof-of-work consensus mechanism, block creators are called miners, and these miners are responsible for solving the hash, which is a cryptographic number to verify transactions, and in return, they're rewarded with a coin. The equipment and energy costs under the proof-of-work mechanism is extremely expensive, which means blockchains that use this algorithm will provide very limited access to people who want to mine and strengthen the security of the blockchain. But with proof-of-stake, blockchains reduce the amount of processing that is required to validate block information and transactions. This mechanism also lowers network congestion and removes the reward-based incentive that the proof-of-work algorithm is famous for. Ultimately, the proof-of-stake is designed to reduce network congestion while also addressing the environmental sustainability concerns that are plaguing the very first generation of cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin. Yes, proof-of-work has always had a very competitive approach to verifying transactions, which naturally encourages people to look for new ways to gain an advantage because of the fact that there is a monetary benefit involved. But proof-of-stake mechanisms are here to solve several problems by effectively focusing on staking instead of computational power. With this algorithm, an individual's mining ability is randomized by the network, and it will also be determined by the number of coins that individual owns. It might be possible that Bitcoin someday in the future might transition to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. However, we will have to wait several years for a successful implementation. More importantly, the community needs to agree to this change, and let's see how that ends up. If Bitcoin is able to successfully transition to the energy-efficient proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, the crypto will go mainstream and might someday in the future replace the fiat currencies of today, which was the original goal of Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous founder of Bitcoin. The increased interest in blockchain technology we witnessed in recent years is exciting because we are now one step closer to transparency and a decentralized system, which we always lacked. So many people today believe that the blockchain is the solution to so many of our problems, as it can provide so many possible ways to reduce the risk of hacking and data tampering. It's also expected that blockchain will expand its scope of usability in so many different sectors, which includes finance, data analysis, and the Internet of Things, which is just huge.